Excuse me. Let's get this going. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some new AI products. For new features for AI products, we got Perplexity, Mistral. My camera is so high. And we'll also be taking a look at Google maybe having this sell off Chrome. We'll explore maybe who could buy them. And Sony's looking to buy Elden Ring's parent company, FromSoft's parent company, Kadokawa, and some more. And we'll see what else we got. So let's jump into it. Let's cover a quick story and then warm up a bit, and then we'll jump into new AI features. Space news. SpaceX is actually doing their 6th flight test for Starship. They're gonna try and chopstick catch again. They're gonna be doing some mid-flight tests this time, and they have a new heat shield. Pretty much just another go around with incremental changes, which is kind of how things should be. So I think they're going live around 2 p.m. or 1:15, 4 p.m. Central. Yes, that's 2 p.m. Pacific. So it won't be watch on stream, but I'll be watching after. So I recommend take a watch. Very cool. Yeah, the next Starship flight test aims to expand the envelope of. Bro, this text on the black screen is almost like too contrasty. Bring a sense of the entire system online. Objectives include the booster once again returning to the launch site for catch, reigniting a ship Raptor engine while in space. Yeah, this is the big one, I think. And testing a suite of heat shield experiments and maneuvering changes for ship reentry and descent over the Indian Ocean. And I think that now that it's daytime and theoretically the weather should be okay, we could actually see them drop into the Indian Ocean, or like see the first stage actually go into the ocean, which before it was dark and there wasn't that good visibility, I think, so we weren't able to really see that. So that'll be cool to see. But I'm mainly the chopstick catch. If they could do it twice, if they could do it 2 times in a row, do it again. I'm optimistic, but last time they said that it was like a second or 2 away from aborting, or less than that or something. So almost didn't make it, but we got it. So yeah, we'll see. And let's look. What is this? Go for launch. Okay, here. So yeah, it's gonna ascend. Hot staging, so the engine's light on the first stage while it's still moving. Breaks away. There's a flip, boost back burn, and also flips again, and then Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, let's see when the timeline is, though, I guess. When does it boost back? Landing burn? Here we go. Okay. Jesus, that took so long. Super heavy, I guess, is what the bottom stage is called. Starship is the top. Cool. So 7 minutes in, we'll know. All right, cool. So yeah, this is happening. So recommend to watch. And then, yeah, let's talk about this real quick. India plans to build a moon orbiting space station by 2040. It's 2024, so that leaves them 16 years. I think that we'll be lucky to even have people on the moon by 2040, like stationed on the moon, let alone a moon orbiting space station. And especially India, I mean, while I think they have been making a lot of progress, and they even I think they landed a rover recently, which is, you know, only a few countries have, but this is very optimistic, extremely optimistic. Let's see. So India plans to build a moon orbiting space station by 2040 as part of its ambitious roadmap to establish a long-term presence beyond Earth orbit. The outpost will support crewed missions to the surface of the moon and serve as a hub for scientific research, according to local media reports. Yeah, I mean, that's typical. If all goes according to plan, the lunar space station will be complete around the same time the nation's astronauts land on the moon, with a construction of a permanent base on the surface before 2050. That is so optimistic. That's crazy. Okay, so they want to have it done by 2040, it seems like. So that means that they're gonna have to start a lot earlier. Okay, so here it says 2035. This was a year ago. Year and change. This is a 2035. And then they're like, maybe 2040. Yeah, that's pushing it. That's pushing it. But I mean, space is hard, you know, so. Except, I mean, like, although I remember India did that sketchy thing where they like destroyed a satellite with a Earth launched a planetary missile. I think planetaries because it sounds cooler. And it just created so much space debris. Like, literally, they did it for no reason, just to show that they could. And everyone's like, guys, like, okay, cool, we believed you. Jeez, like, we believed you. But I don't know. That's not good space etiquette, you know. Lunar Space Station appears to be a third and final phase of India's moon exploration efforts. The first phase involves conducting robotic missions to the moon using homegrown technology, including the upcoming Chandrayaan. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that right. Sample return mission. Yeah. South Pole is where everyone's after. Scheduled to launch in 2028, this mission aims to collect roughly 6.6 pounds. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, that's this mission. 3 kilograms of samples from water, ice-rich areas near the moon's south pole and deliver them to Earth. We're looking at how we can do a mission to the moon and back in a low-cost manner, said S. Somanath, the chairman of the Indian Space Research Organization. The second phase seeks to achieve a crewed moon landing by 2040, followed by construction of the moon orbiting station. a crewed moon landing by 2040, followed by construction of the moon orbiting station, India Today reported. In addition to hosting astronauts, the station will serve as a hub for scientific research as a base for future space missions. I mean, the United States, yeah, honestly, I don't know what United States' plans are anymore. Like, there's been rumors that Artemis or Space Launch System (SLS) is going to be canceled, but in the Orion portion, which is like the crew capsule part, won't be, and that they would just bum a ride from SpaceX, which kind of sucks, but yeah, I don't know. So it's interesting to hear other countries' plans, I guess, in more detail. But I wish the United States would iron theirs out, make or at least give more realistic timelines. In August 2023, India became only the 4th country to land a spacecraft on the moon with its Chandrayaan-3 mission. Following this, Prime Minister Modi said the country should aim for new and ambitious goals, including a crewed moon flyby in 2030, followed by a human landing mission 5 years later. Yeah, that's just I feel like it's very optimistic, to say the least. The lunar space station may be similar to the one India plans to build in Earth orbit, known as Bharatiya. I'm so sorry. This is just or BAS. There we go. BAS. The development of the station's first module, BAS-1, was greenlit by the Indian government in September. Officials have said the first module will be launched to low Earth orbit by 2028. An entire station will be operational by 2035. So they just greenlit it, and they think it's going to be there by 2028 in 4 years. That's so ambitious. That's crazy. Dang. It's just very ambitious. And so they're going to be making multiple space stations. Yeah, it's going to be ambitious. I wonder if they're how closely they're working with private contractors, kind of like the US is kind of going more towards now. This is an enormous task, said Sivakumar, project director for the country's NG-LV rocket, which is being developed at the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, according to The Hindu. All tasks are completely new to us. Yeah, it makes it even more ambitious. Meanwhile, the 4 astronauts chosen to participate in the crewed space missions from India are undergoing training in one of ISRO's facilities in Bengaluru. Oh my gosh. After finishing similar work in Russia, one astronaut, Indian Air Force test pilot Shukla, is set to fly next spring to the International Space Station on a 2-week mission. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, this is cool for India. It's very optimistic, though. Those timelines are just very optimistic. But it'll be cool to start getting more space stations, more stuff in space, and especially more countries. And I think it'll start getting interesting once we have more things going in space. But the United States needs to get going. We need to get this shit on the road. Falling behind in space. Falling behind. All right. let's take a look at Perplexity. So earlier when I kind of did a bit more of a deep dive on Perplexity, we watched a video. We watched a video and or an interview with the CEO of Perplexity, and he kind of teased this or hinted this where he kind of said that they were going to go towards more advertising and that they were going to start with something like shopping where it would have suggestions or like help people find the product they're looking for, and companies could pay to feature their product there, which I mean kind of like defeats the point, I guess, because if you're looking, unless it fits what you're looking for, I guess. But I don't know. I shared similar thoughts where I kind of just said that it's cool, but it's just a low tier problem to solve, especially for like an AI company. It's supposed to be on the cutting edge, like shopping, like really. But realistically, it's just advertising. Like that's kind of what they have caved into, and it sucks that just another company kind of, what did I say, falls to the feet of the ad gods. Like, I don't know. I guess it just sucks that advertising is kind of the fallback way to make money, but it is what it is. And as long as this keeps them afloat, I guess, to continue to do more cutting edge stuff, then, you know, fair trade-off. But yeah, let's look into it. I gave it a few tests, but we'll do some live here. All right, so Perplexity introduces a shopping feature for pro users in the US. Oh, I didn't even realize it's just for pro. I don't have pro, but it worked for me. Which is weird, because why would you gate this behind pro users? I thought it was a way for them to monetize free users. And then the pro like wouldn't have to get, maybe like the advertising isn't in here yet. Let's just take a look. AI-powered search engine Perplexity is venturing into e-commerce. On Monday, the company debuted a new shopping feature for its paid customers in the US, which offers shopping recommendations within Perplexity's search results, as well as the ability to place an order without going to a retailer's website. Interesting. With the move, Perplexity is taking on Google and Amazon, intending to capture a portion of shopping results. Yeah. Because I guess unpacking that more, Google is big with shopping. Like they've been trying to go ham in that for a while. Let's look at like mechanical keyboards. Yeah, and it kind of goes like shopping is the second tab, but you could kind of filter it here. Let's just go like under $50, and then it automatically goes to the shopping portion. And this is who they're trying to compete with. I mean, realistically, Perplexity's biggest, competition is Google, Bing, I guess, really any search engine. But this is a direct hit at Amazon and Google, especially considering you don't have to go to the website. So, it's interesting too for the merchants, because it's a double-edged sword where it's like it gives you more business, but you likely then have to give up a cut of that to Perplexity as a way to get on the search, like stay on this, be on in their search results. Not sure. Let's keep reading. For shopping-related search queries, the tool presents users with with visual cards that have details of the product, pricing, and seller info, a short description, and the pros and cons of the item in question. Users can click or tap on the card to read more information, including reviews and detailed key features. Consumers can also store their address and credit card details in Perplexity for easy checkout. Yo, what's going on? Uh, Crazy. Check out, the company says it calculates taxes for your address so you can purchase an item with one click. The company said pro subscribers will get free shipping for items purchased through its one-click checkout system. For now, the search engine recommendations are unbiased as there are no sponsored slots yet. We're going over a Perplexity launched shopping, and which they keep, kind of the interview on stream. We covered a bit on stream where he kind of hinted at this, but right now there's no ads, but I mean, he already said that there's going to be ads here, so yeah. Anyways, the new experience is powered by integrations with sellers' sites, including those on Shopify. The latter unlocks information on all sellers using Shopify who are shipping items in the US. Okay, so interesting. So I wonder if they're working with Shopify to get this data, or if they're just kind of scraping the sites. The feature also provides a way for users to search by adding a photo of an item that they want along with their query. This is similar to Google, which has offered various iterations of a product that allows you to combine images and text in a search box. Alongside the launch of its shopping tools, Perplexity introduced a merchant program. Bro, like, they're going so hard into e-commerce. Like, yeah, like, is that all they are? Like, I don't know about this. Yeah, it is random. I kind of been saying it's like a low tier problem to solve. It's like, I don't know, like, it just seems like it's not like, Perplexity's on the cutting edge and AI and all this kind of stuff, and you kind of go for shopping. Like, it just seems like they just want to make money quick. And I mean, like, even more looking at patterns, like, they're just gonna start they're probably just gonna start copying similar businesses or similar things that Google has, and just make it better or make it more AI driven or whatever, put their spin on it. Because I mean, realistically, they still are a search engine, and there's been proven ways to make money with search engines. Ads are, the likely candidate. Shopping is one, and maybe news, but more so, I think it's actually the opposite, where it costs them news because they have to pay to get the publishers' rights. So yeah, I don't know. I just think it's kind of, yeah, waste of potential. Just not the best. I don't know. Just a bit disappointing. Like, I don't know. I guess realistically, Perplexity is good. It's not the best right now. I guess, like, not the best as in they just kind of are doing, everyone just kind of doing the same thing. Like, they all make their spaces, or whatever, that you could share things in. Like, every AI platform has that. They're all are trying to go for now web search, which we'll get into in a sec, because Mistral, who we're going to cover next, Mistral AI just introduced web search into their ChatGPT, or OpenAI is working on Search GPT, Google Gemini, Bing, or it's Copilot now, Bing Copilot or whatever. I don't know. So it's like they're all just kind of copying and doing the same thing. It's like pick which one you want now. And now I'm really looking for someone to stand out and actually, like, innovate in the space. And I tweeted about this before, even like a while ago, where it's like, maybe not, but I don't know who's actually innovating in the chat space. Like, I feel like no one's really, like, doing much in the chat space. Mistral, I think, which we'll cover after this, is doing some cool stuff with, like, agents and everything, but I don't know, it's kind of whatever. Let's finish this and then we'll give it a test. If merchants enroll in this program, they'll have a better chance of being a recommended product because the company will have more complete information in its index. People can also use a one-click checkout to buy items from the company's merchant partners. The company said merchants will have free API access to power search on their own websites. Oh, interesting. As well, which could potentially help Perplexity gain market share in this space. The company said it's not taking an affiliate cut from user purchases at the moment. Plus, it clarified that the shopping feature is separate from its ads product, which was introduced last week. Oh, how did I miss this? It will be showing ads in the US to start, and they'll format it as sponsored follow-up questions. How can I use LinkedIn to enhance my job search? These ads will be positioned at the side of answers and labeled as sponsored. It's probably because I don't see ads. Like, I literally hardly ever see ads on the internet. Like, especially on my desktop, I pretty much see 0 ads. So I just don't see stuff like this. And it's interesting that they're not even making money from this yet, which is so crazy. Not taking the affiliate cut, which that's essentially what my prediction would be, that they're going to lock them in with this merchant API, and then they're going to be like, oh yeah, like we're going to need a cut of this now. Opportunity with AI search and shopping. Apart from big tech, startups like Daydream, Deft, and Remark have also raised millions of dollars from venture capitalists to build AI-powered shopping searches. That's crazy. Amazon debuted AI-powered assistant Rufus earlier this year in the US and expanded to other countries late last month. After its Prime Day sales event in July, the company noted that Rufus helped millions of customers find the right items. Google's also primed its shopping tab with AI in October for better search results. I wonder how this is measured. That's interesting. With the onset of large language models, companies working in the e-commerce industry have realized that there is an opportunity to suggest better options, as these models can parse user queries and match items from the catalog using organized and unorganized data. The promise of this new wave of search is that e-commerce search has been bad for years, but now you can write long sentences to describe an item you need, and AI will do the work for you. These companies are also betting on the fact that AI will help you find an item quickly, and you won't need to spend a lot of time looking for something. Yeah, that's interesting. But this premise comes with an implicit caveat. You should trust the limited search results that AI tools serve you. To build trust, the companies providing these tools have to make sure to remove implicit bias and preferential treatment before regulators intervene. Yeah, I guess like a lot of times though, it's not that I can't find something that doesn't match what I need. It's that I can't find a brand or the quality of the quality that I want something to meet. Like, I don't want some dropship, thing from Alibaba on Amazon. Like, I want a good quality product, and I'd rather support a business that has someone behind it that has is trying to run it themselves. I don't know. I guess that's kind of more so the problem I find in shopping, not necessarily I can't find something that meets my standards or the features that I want. Which actually, let's test that. So yeah, let's just rip it right now. So we have 3 pro searches. Although the shopping was working without a pro. Let's see their marketing. Ask anything, shop everything. Find me the best headphone recommendations. See, bro, this is not this is not this is dumb. This is the worst one to this is what I'm trying to say. It's an easy problem to solve. Finding the best headphone recommendations, you'd get the same results just searching it. Look, eight best headphones. I guarantee you this is almost this, like, if you just click one of these, they're gonna be essentially the same headphone. Let's just look, actually. Fuck it, we're doing some. Okay, Sony. Okay, Sony right here. You know, it's like, okay, Bose Quiet Comfort. Yep, Bose Quiet Comfort. Another Sony. Those ones look cool. Bose Quiet Comfort. You know, it's like Apple AirPods. Those are going to be on there, I guarantee you. These were already on the other one. Like, it's just, it's essentially all the same ones already. You know, it's like, so it's like, what does this actually solve? Like, okay, we saw those ones. Like, we saw AirPods, like. And repeat this with most consumer products, and like all of these, like, you know, websites will have their version of it. Like, bro, look at, literally, I can just look at like any kind of sub headphone. Like, is this really saving you that much time? Summarize reviews is helpful. Transform what you showcase, your products, join merchants who keep their product information accurate and engaging. Okay, let's try it. We're gonna do let's do keyboard. We'll do mechanical keyboard because we could be specific with like specs. So like, I want a thick let's say like something dumb, or like with no function keys. Even go, I want a split mechanical keyboard with no function keys and low profile switches. And then I think even let's try and ask like a follow-up, like, actually I want, or I want to make sure it's USB-C powered or something. Like, I mean it's, yeah. This isn't it. Okay, we got this one. But it's literally, again, like, no offense, it's just like, these are just kind of like the shitty Alibaba products. Okay, well, okay, actually, let's try that. I want the brand to be reputable and have a cause behind it. Let's go like being veteran owned. This is so specific too. It's actually so niche. This is a little hard. Like, veteran owned split mechanical keyboard with low profile switches, no function keys. Like, we're pushing it to the limit. That's good. Kinesis is actually, that's probably the best they could have recommended, but they don't even recommend any of the keyboards here though. None of the brands in your search results specifically mention being veteran owner. Kinesis. So that's interesting. Epo Maker is a good one, but it doesn't, none of these are split now. But in it, it's weird that it recommends Kinesis up here as the answer, but it doesn't have them in related products. Seems like they're also very dependent on the shop pay. So with Pro, you could buy it. And it's interesting, it has like the tags down here. What people say. Okay, let's look at that. Let's go to Keychron. These are good keyboards. But it's interesting. It's from like a random company. I mean, this one isn't, but this one is like 1 of 0. Epo Maker's a legit brand. 1 of 0. Oh, here we go. Okay. Nope, that was it. Okay. Let's look at the what people say. So what are this? So pulled from a review blog. So probably just Amazon comments, scraping Reddit, other reviews from the website. It features a satisfying typing experience, multiple connectivity options, and customizable mini display. However, users have reported issues with the mini display's reliability. Key features. Interesting. Or they got a video. Interesting, it has little tidbits here. I actually pulled from YouTube videos. Interesting. Okay, let's see if we just click this. Okay, it just pulls it up here. Yeah, this is interesting. I just don't know. It didn't transition well from like here to here, from like this requirements from here, but it honestly just didn't even give me good results for here. Like it literally just pulled shitty Amazon results. I wonder if I want to go on Amazon real quick. Let's go in a new. I want to leak my. We're gonna put a. All right, we put Beverly Hills as our zip. Let's just search this and just see. Dang, it didn't give me anything. I wonder if let's put that in the Google now. Let's see what Gemini gives us. This is literally the third or fourth time I've used Gemini. Yeah, this is kind of what I was looking for. This is what they should have recommended. Yep. It's one of a large player. It's an established brand. This is exactly what I was what Perplexity should have recommended. They recommended that. And just Reddit. Yeah. How much does this cost now? Look, I really like these keyboards. They're just so expensive. $400. The white looks nice. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know about this. Let's just try a new one. Yeah, let's go with my let's go it sucks going something simpler because now we're just like making it easy, but let's get something that's more that actually exists, because to be fair, the requirements I fed in before might just not even exist. So let's go with a Bluetooth speaker. That's easy. Bluetooth speaker that is I want it to be USB-C powered, but let's type it in, then I'll ask a follow-up question, be like, I want to make sure it's USB-C powered or something. Waterproof, and costs less than $100. What's another requirement? Less than $100. Let's say shipping, but that one's hard because I don't want to leak location. Another requirement. And we'll just start with that. Is waterproof and costs less than $100. Actually, let's try let's going and is not on Amazon, and I can buy it from a site that is not Amazon. It just says non-Amazon. That's interesting. Bro, literally, it's probably pulling information from there though still. It's weird that it suggests up here different products than what it does down here. I've reached my pro limit. I also want it to be powered by USB-C. Still gives the results even though it says it's for pro only, and I'm out of pro searches. Yeah, honestly, the weirdest thing is that it recommends different products up here than it does down here. Yeah, it's interesting. All right. Yeah, mixed feelings about Perplexity shopping. I don't know. I just don't see myself using this. I just don't really use Perplexity much anyways, because Brave has their built-in AI thing and it's honestly good enough. But the shopping thing, it's not going to make me like come over. I don't know. It's interesting. But maybe I should just use Perplexity more to give it more of a fair shot. But I don't know. I do think that just being the search engine, I guess I'd rather have it be like which we'll cover right now, Mistral, where I'd rather have it be a chat that happens to have live search versus happens to have web search versus only web search that doesn't really like have the same chat. Let's just jump into this one. What was the we have, oh yeah. All right, so Mistral is a European Paris-based startup that is making competing products to OpenAI, Google Gemini, all the typical I feel like I think they translated into, like, they said it's like the cat or something. Yeah, Le Chat, which is the cat, but it's French, so it's like yeah, wait. The cat. That's funny. And yeah, they added a bunch of new features to it, and it's actually starting to actually compete with the likes of ChatGPT and Llama, the other big models. So yeah, and I actually think I'm gonna start trying to use this one a bit more, because I want to try more products, like AI products, to have a bit more of a wider understanding of the market. And theirs is actually very clean. So far it's clean, and there's some cool things that we'll go over. So yeah, Mistra unveils new AI models and chat features. French AI startup Mistral released a slew of updates to its product portfolio as it looks to stay competitive in the cutthroat AI space. Mistral's Le Chat chatbot platform can now search the web with citations in line, a la OpenAI's ChatGPT. It also gained a Canvas tool along the lines of ChatGPT's Canvas, allowing users to modify, transform, or edit content like web pages, mockups, and data visualizations, leveraging Mistral's AI models. Which I don't fully understand. Excuse me, caffeine. I don't fully understand. Oh yeah, okay, the Canvas, but I think, yeah, it's kind of like a side thing where you could edit stuff. It's kind of weird that it's been called a Canvas. So yeah, anyways. You can use the Canvas feature to create documents, presentations, code, mockups, list goes on, Mr. writes in a blog post. You'll be able to modify its contents in place without regenerating responses, versions, your drafts, and preview your designs. In addition to all this, Le Chat can... Actually, I wonder in French if it's pronounced Le Cat, but the H is silent. I just realized. Oh, Le Chat. Not even close. Interesting. Anyways. I'm just gonna keep calling it Le Chat. Le Chat can now process large PDF documents and images for analysis and summarization, including files containing graphs and equations. As of today, the platform incorporates Black Forest Labs Flux Pro model for image generation, and Le Chat can now host shareable automated workflows for tasks like scanning expense reports and invoice processing. Mistral calls these AI, quote, agents, which kind of talked about here on stream before. Kind of the agents represent its own, you could assign it a task and it'll kind of go out and do it on its own or in the background, then it'll return and give you that information. It's kind of what I think next year is going to be big with agents, especially more of the consumer AI companies like ChatGPT, and places like Mistral and Perplexity. But ChatGPT and OpenAI kind of technically has it, because I think these are essentially the same as GPTs or whatever in ChatGPT or OpenAI. Some of Le Chat's new capabilities, all of which will remain free while in beta, are made possible by Mistral's new models. One, Pixtral Large can process both text and images. It's the second in Mistral's Pixtral family of models, weighing at 124 billion parameters. Pixtral's large matches or beats the leading models, including Anthropic Claude's 3.5, Sonnet, Google's Gemini 1.5 Pro, and OpenAI's GPT-4o on certain multimodal benchmarks. Parameters roughly correspond to a model's problem-solving skills, and models with more parameters generally perform better than those with fewer parameters. Particularly, Pixtral Large is able to understand documents, charts, and natural images, Mistral wrote in a blog post. The model demonstrates frontier-level image understanding, I keep seeing this frontier level, and I feel like it's like I don't really understand what that means. Blue? Never heard of these guys. The most advanced and capable artificial. Right. So I kind of figure, but it's just weird that they're like, I guess that everyone wants to claim that they have the frontier level one. Around prompts evaluate. Next gen LM app platform. That's interesting. I might take a look at this later. Mistral also unveiled a new version of Mistral Large, its flagship line of text-only models called Mistral Large 24.11, probably November 2024. The new model brings notable improvements in long context understanding, Mistral says, making it well suited for use cases like document analysis and task automation. Both Pixtral Large and Mistral Large 24.11 can be used outside of LeChat under 2 licenses. A more restrictive license, license whatever. Paris-based Mistral, which recently raised $640 million in venture capital, which is crazy. Perplexity actually recently raised $500 million. Over the past few months, the company has launched a free service for developers to test its models in SDK and let customers fine-tune those models. Yeah, kind of just whatever all the other big guys are doing right now. And give me 1 second. And yeah, it's co-founded by alumni from Meta and DeepMind. DeepMind's Google's like the OG AI company that Google bought a while ago. Yeah, and Mistral's stated mission is to create highly competitive models and services around those models, and ideally make money in the process. While the making money part is a bit challenging, yeah, as every generative AI's had problems making money. Mistral reportedly began generating revenue this summer. Yeah, it says that Mistral AI approach to AI is different. We're not chasing artificial general intelligence at all costs. Our mission is to instead place frontier AI in your hands so you get to decide what to do with advanced AI capabilities. The company wrote in one of its blogs today, the approach has allowed us to be quite frugal with our capital while consistently delivering frontier capabilities at affordable price points. I don't really get this last paragraph, like, yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. So let's take a look at their official blog post and then we'll give it a try. Actually log in the side here. All right. Mistral has entered the chat. AI is as much a pursuit of seamless interaction between human and machine intelligence as it is frontier of science that makes machines reason better. What day is it? Today is Tuesday. Okay. At Mistral AI, we began our journey by developing state-of-the-art models. We have now begun to invest in AI interfaces, starting with some big updates to LeChat. Yeah, LeChat is the free generative AI work assistant from Mistral. You can use LeChat as your creative partner, teach it to perform specific tasks, use it as a coding co-pilot, basically use it to get stuff done. But here's the new stuff. So we got web search with citations, Canvas for ideation, inline editing export, state-of-the-art document and image understanding, image generation, fully integrated offering from models to outputs. So I think this is just like API stuff. Faster responses powered by speculative editing. That's interesting. Wonder what that is or how they do it. Here's how LeChat compared to leading search assistants in the market today. Yeah, and this was interesting, which makes me want to try it a bit more because Yeah, it's free right now, so that's kind of a big one. Even though I've been using OpenAI, just the API on with platforms like this Jan here, or like a desktop app, and so you could get access to the latest 4.0 model ChatGPT for a lot cheaper. I mean, you get pennies. You just pay as you go. So, yeah. But I mean, yeah, the task agents, which I think are GPTs, as they're calling, kind of like I said before, they're paid, and the latest 4.0 model you have to pay for, which is also for the canvassing. And then, I mean, we just looked at Perplexity, but like, they just aren't. They're a search engine first, and so they're a little behind on everything else, which is kind of why I've now mixed feelings, I guess, because everyone else is just taking on the search engine. I still think it's a good idea and that they'll be successful, but I think they're gonna fall behind once the chats kind of just gobble up a lot of what they are doing now. Yeah, I don't know. And then Claude, yeah, doesn't have access to the web, and they've never have, but they kind of have been putting their effort, it seems like, into the computer interaction. Them controlling the computer. Well, no image generation, no task stuff. But arguably, Claude has 3.5 is one of the best, if not the best now. So. Yeah, and then the chat has everything now, so yeah. Let me just get this. So they have web search. Significant share of the chat's usage comes from students and professionals who use it for learning, research, and work. This is generous. Students, they probably do use it for learning, but get the answers. Rip Chegg. To help better facilitate these use cases, we've automated LeChat's training knowledge with internet search. Here's one of our marketing teammates using it to assess the AI market for healthcare. Let's watch this. I guess we'll just do this ourselves, but kind of yeah, there we go. I wish it was more obvious that citations were listed a bit more at the bottom, but say there are language models that have access to the latest knowledge and happenings. You have a powerful tool to level up your work. I wonder what search engine results API, what search engine result API they're using. Canvas is a new interface that pops up in your LeChat window when you go beyond conversations into ideation. It enables you to collaborate with Mistral's LLMs on shared inputs, enabling zero-to-one creation of ideation for knowledge work. Yeah. Claude has a pretty good canvas, I will say. You can use Canvas to create documents, presentations, code mockups, the list goes on. That's cool. I mean, for data viz, that's really neat. Interesting. As you can see, you're able to modify its contents in place without regenerating responses. Oh, Jesus. Version your drafts and preview your designs. Canvas allows for infinite creative ideation for any team. I wonder what the presentation is like, or I wonder what that is like. That's interesting. Yeah, then we could feed it in documentation, or PDFs and stuff, which kind of the other ones have now. Image generation. His agents one though is interesting. So, chat agents to automate repetitive workflows. If you find yourself reusing prompts, or if you've identified certain patterns of creative work that you prefer to be automated, you can codify these workflows as agents. Popular use cases include receipt scanning for expense reporting, creating TLDRs of long meeting minutes, and invoice processing. Agents can be published and shared with your teammates. You can ideate recursively and build increasingly powerful agents that help you get your work done faster. Currently, all these features are free. FREE, that spells free. Creditreport.com, baby. Free beta offerings at Mistra AI. Our approach to AI is different. We're not chasing AGI at all costs. Yeah, this is kind of what we read earlier. But yeah, we're offering a generous free tier with these betas features, working towards premium tiers with higher service guarantees. And honestly, I like supporting the smaller guys, and I like that Mistral's not like trying to do the power grab type of play like OpenAI and XAI and kind of all the other big guys are. I like supporting the independent, the underdogs, and they have a great offering. And I guarantee you, and actually I shouldn't say this, but or I don't want to guarantee it, but I have a feeling they're going to be cheaper than Perplexity and ChatGPT, $20, and I think that's how much Claude costs. $20 seems to be that cap. I just have a feeling they might be cheaper than that, and I really hope they are, because this is a great offering. And their models are pretty good so far. I've just used it a little bit, but yeah, and then their UI is very simple. So yeah, I don't know. I'm rooting for them. Look at this this is an August 7th thing. But yeah, let's just try it out. And yeah, you can mention an agent, which is interesting. And then over here are kind of your chats, and you could search them. Very basic so far, but honestly it's whatever. Like, it kind of gets the job done for now. And then if we go to this dashboard here, yeah, you could, yeah, kind of this is the platform, I guess, but you could create agents here, and then you could mention them in the chat. Or for in like French servers, taking a while. But yeah, you could kind of give it instructions and then demonstration, which is interesting. I actually haven't seen this, where you give it an input and then a good output. So it kind of could understand, like, you give them an example essentially, and then they know that that's a good example to base theirs off of. So yeah, it's interesting. And the temperature, yeah, you kind of want to, I mean, agents you probably want a little lower just because you want it to actually follow your directions, but play around with that. So it's cool that you can mention these in chat. But I don't know if you need to pay, but yeah, let's go back to the chat here. Let's ask what is the latest news in AI? Let's try and get some search results. I am curious. I'm super curious how, like, where they're getting their web search results from. Like, I wonder what API. What, bro? Not a good start. Do I have to do web search though specifically? Let's try a new one. Web search. I thought I just did it. Is the latest news in AI? Also, bro, the information is cut off in 2023. Okay, here we go. Oh, look at AI agent. So this was 11:15. That was 4 days ago. 5:30, bro. That's old. That's a little old. 11:14. That's okay. 10:09. That's a little old. Let's talk about a topic that's more recent. Let's ask about Google, because we'll cover that next. What is going on with Google Chrome? Are they going to have to sell it to someone else? Question mark. Questions that we hope to answer. Okay, Okay, let's see these sources. 3:20 p.m. That's what I'm talking about. That's good. That's good. Was that today, I'm assuming? It must be 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I'm confused about this time because I don't know where in the world. I mean, oh, maybe it's like French time. This was posted yesterday. Or updated today. I can't scroll down, but I could kind of see it down there. Yesterday. Yeah, okay. So these are good. This is good results. These are very recent. It's probably, this is too broad, and so asking more specific. That's cool. Google's facing similar pressures, which is pushing for the company to sell its Chrome browser. This move comes after a judge ruled. Yeah. Who would be a buyer for Chrome? And I wonder what their context window is for the chats. Like, I wonder how much of chat it actually you could kind of talk about with it. That's interesting. I do. It is kind of weird how. Can you speculate? Like, can it not swap between web search and Okay, this is better, but it seems like it's very single-minded, like in like the way that maybe it has to get, when it's in the web search mode, you have to get things from the web search. But I can't like toggle or untoggle that. Like, this is like, it's like, oh, it didn't, there's no result, so I don't know. But it's like, oh, I want you to speculate. So I guess it did here, but I thought it would produce a bigger answer. But I think I'm just used to ChatGPT. Sometimes I feel like there's like a minimum length that they respond with sometimes. Like, it's like way more information than you might need, but it's like tasked with giving a minimum length or something. Yeah, it's interesting. Let's try a different one. Let's try the canvas. I wish you could like do both. I want a present, or a, can you make a presentation about why Hogwarts is a cyberpunk mega corporation? Using Markdown. I've never heard of that rendering format. Markdown presentation equals. Oh, this is sick. Like, how do you change the design though? Oh, the fact that you can make it in VS Code. Oh, wow. All right, I'm gonna actually look into this after. Pit, like tar. That's good. Marp. Come out on a. They're updated kind of recently. A skinny framework. Interesting. Star them. Yeah, how do I preview? Oh, is it still generating? Is that it? Oh, this is sick. I wonder if oh yeah, here, theme. Whoops. Bro, I got too many AI things going. Let's see if they can do this. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Oh, all right. I have noticed. I've consulted ChatGPT several times for like color matching, and like stuff like that, and it's very hit or miss. Like I'm not sure how well they understand like matching colors yet. Like this is horrible now because I can't see the background. Yeah, interesting. Keelan, advanced technology, corporate dominance. Hogwarts as a mega corporation, centralized power. Extends beyond education, resources, vast magical and financial resources. Bro, I mean, actually, like, it's actually doing a good job of comparing them. Corporate dominance. Control over knowledge. Bro, it's actually crazy in the wizarding world, like, knowledge control, because, like, it's actually books. Like, it's physical books, and sometimes it seems like there's only, like, one of the books. So it's like, bro, you just have the book. You don't have the book, you can't control it. You can't, you know, people can't read it. Like, that's, that's interesting. Yeah, class divisions, house elves, yes, they are. Magical prosthetics, bro. They're actually doing such a good comparison. This is crazy. I didn't even think about this. Yeah, bro, magical eyes, silver hand, bro. That's literally like uh body augmentations and cyberpunk biotech. Yeah, corruption, rebellion. Yeah. Interesting. Anyways, so it did a good job about the creating this canvas thing. This is cool. Um, how do I get out of this? Oh, there we go. Reduce canvas. What's the image generation? Uh, can you make me a picture of the state, or generate an image of the state of California from space with skyscrapers popping up from the map, showing its major cities and landmarks. Let's see how this does. I was using this earlier and it was okay. Like I feel like a lot, like most of the chat based image generation are just so far off from this one's actually better than I thought. But a lot of them, like they just look like AI generated. This one's okay, but I mean it's a little off. Can you try again? And it's like it's gold, like Golden State. I feel like that's why. That's why it's gold, maybe. Can you try again and highlight major cities and landmarks? It's taking a sec. I wonder what the oh yeah, here we go. This looks better. I mean, it's like more descriptions I'm sure would help it more, but this is okay. Interesting that the rest of the United States is like a desert, like it's not like a mountain range. Actually, even looks like it broke off California. Like there's like a river coming through here. Where it shows California is like this sprawling city and the rest of the United States is like desolate. Like what is it? Like I don't know. It's funny. But all right, this is okay. Wonder if feeding it more. Let's actually let me open up ChatGPT and let's compare real quick. Yeah, chat.com. All right, I gave it the same thing. Yeah, this is. I mean, this is. It made it more correct the first time. I will give them that, you know, because it followed the prompt a bit more directly, and it took another one. But even arguably, this is like. I mean, this did a better job of following the prompt, but this one just looks better visually. Because like it just like this looks AI generated. Like I don't know, it just looks bad. Like. Yeah, it just looks bad. And like even like I was trying to this other channel I'm gonna be working on soon too is like Brady's backpack, and so I was trying to have it generate like logos, and like this one's okay, like but it just looks AI generated. Like these ones are like not the best. But like this is horrible. These just look AI generated. This one's like a little better, but like if you just look closely, it's like, bro, what the fuck? This is like an arm sticking out, like just kind of like weird shapes that are like vaguely represent objects. But yeah. Let's send the same follow-up message and see. It's a better bro, but Los Angeles is way up here. It's like leaking out into look, there's a little Sacramento. It looks like the Salesforce Tower, maybe. Yosemite down there. Yeah, this is interesting. It's struggling. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's definitely getting better with text, though. Interesting that all these ships are leaving like this. And they just have the Golden Gate Bridge just out here in the ocean. Yeah, this is interesting. But, yeah, I don't know if, I don't use the image generation enough to be able to judge, but Midjourney is by far the best. I've used that one the most, and it's not even close. But I haven't used the ChatGPT one. I mean, I don't use it though because I just know it's bad. But I might try the Mistral one out a bit more to help with some like YouTube stuff and things. Yeah, it's interesting. But I'm gonna give a Le Chat, the cat, Le Chat a bit more of a try, a go. Maybe try and use it more than ChatGPT here, or at least use the models and things like Jan here. Yeah, they have Mistral on here. Oh yeah, I'll download this after. I'm gonna give Mistral a try though. I might even just use their web platform, but I like the privacy of using it locally. And The agent is cool. I can't use that yet. Let's just try and create an agent and just see if it'll allow me to. I'm in the yerba today. Back on the yerba grind. Good if you like stevia. If you're not the biggest stevia fan, probably not like this too much. You do have to subscribe. I will. I'll try this because I want to give it a go. But their API is actually very competitively priced compared to OpenAI. It's a little cheaper, I think. It's a little cheaper. Let's actually look at that because that's OpenAI. Right here, let's move combined into here. Mistral API. Yeah, here we go. So $2 per input for a million tokens and $6. I think OpenAI is for OpenAI API pricing. Probably literally go here, products, API pricing. There we go. Yeah, so like 4.0, their latest is 250. $250 per million, and theirs is $2 for input, and then output is $10 per million. Theirs is only $6, so it's a lot cheaper. Their inputs more like not as much, but their output's very competitively priced. Now the benchmarks, you know, I'll need we'll need to wait for some more independent benchmarks, but I mean right now it seems like they're doing great, so yeah. So I'm looking forward to what will come from this, and interested to see what their premium offering will be and how much it will cost and what more they'll offer on top of what they have now. Yeah, this is cool. So, and I'll give it a try. I'll share my opinions kind of like I did with Perplexity later on as I try it more, but yeah, looking forward to this. Let's look at this now we'll look at Google, and then we'll end on Sony potentially buying FromSoft FromSoftware's parent company, makers of Elden Ring. And close. I have so many tabs. Oh, here we go. We'll just start with this. So Google's been in a back and forth battle with sorry, let me just close all these tabs. I want to keep that one open, close that, close, keep this. I want to actually take a look at this. Close this, close. Oh yeah, I want to take a look at this. Here we go. Okay. So Google's been in an ongoing battle with the Justice Department, or I should say the Justice Department's been in an ongoing battle with Google about mainly over search. You know, Google definitely has a monopoly on search, and there's been a lot to come out about what they do to maintain their dominance. A solution to the Justice Department's solution to essentially making sure, kind of reining in Google a bit, is to, and mainly relating to their search engine, is to sell Chrome. And I like it's interesting, but I just don't know like how that will play out and who will even take it over. And yeah, there's kind of a lot of caveats, but let's just look into it, and I'll just share it as we go. Actually want to start with this, the New York Times, though, just a bit more of a established source. Yeah, is the Biden administration coming for Chrome? The department is reportedly targeting Google's web browser as its antitrust enforcers seek to cement a major win before Donald Trump takes office. This has also been a theme, especially with a lot of tech stuff, the CHIPS Act, things with like regarding Lena Khan in the FTC, and even Ukraine. You know, they're trying to rush across a bunch of things across the finish line before Trump comes in and likely doesn't follow through or just straight up removes or undoes whatever all kind of the work the Biden administration has been doing. So they've been trying to rush things kind of across the finish line in Congress before Trump takes office, including their ruling on Google. A parting antitrust shot by Biden enforcers. Before the Biden administration's antitrust leaders step down, they're taking their final big shots at big tech. That will reportedly include an effort to break up Google as a consequence of the Justice Department's successful competition lawsuit against the company. A forthcoming request to force the sale of the Chrome browser, according to Bloomberg, would be one of the most sweeping competition demands in years, but it will also be a test of the second Trump administration's own antitrust agenda. And this is important to note because hating big tech is a bit of a bipartisan issue. You know, arguably for different reasons, but sometimes the same. And even, I mean, a weird thought, but if Matt Gaetz actually does become Attorney General and leads the Justice Department, he has shared that he doesn't like big tech and they want to rein in big tech in their own way. And the FCC, Trump's appointed FCC chair, Brendan Carr, who we talked about the other week on stream, also doesn't like big tech, but for different reasons. And I just totally had a deja vu saying this because I feel like there was a similar trend with the previous Trump administration, like where the transitioning was like Trump, like the conservatives just don't like big tech, but just for different reasons than like liberals and Democrats. And so it's interesting, like the difference in like how they approach solving it, though, because it's generally not suing the big tech companies. At least the conservatives, they kind of take it in different ways. But I mean, realistically, they still give all these corporate tax cuts and everything. So like, they're like, yeah, I don't know, it's different, I guess. But I do still feel like I'm having deja vu that Trump last time around also kind of wanted to do big tech stuff. I mean, he wanted to sell TikTok, although he's backpedaled on that. So anyways, and also I literally just reading a Wall Street Journal article yesterday about the quote conservatives who I wonder if I can find it real quick, who are Lena Khan, the FTC head, who's been kind of leading Biden's antitrust agenda, has, you know, fans or people who support her work on the right, conservatives, kind of coming from the name, which is kind of funny. And I think Matt Gaetz even said that he's kind of a fan of some of her work. So in a crazy timeline, that'll be a crazy timeline if Lena Khan ends up staying on as the FTC chair, but doubt. I don't know if I can find it. Maybe this is it. No, I can't find it. Oh well. Anyways, so yeah, I'm not quite sure about what Trump's antitrust agenda is yet. I mean, it's likely just letting them do whatever they want, but I would be surprised if they kind of go after some smaller things. And I guess one difference though too is that they generally don't care about like mergers and acquisitions. Like that doesn't really seem to be a big enforcement. It's more so, I guess they hate big tech because they think that it like tech is more like liberal, left leaning, I guess, and there's a bias. When I mean, they've called up all the CEOs up there multiple times, and essentially the congressmen and women just show a lack of understanding of how it actually works, and it's just more so an embarrassment for them. And now that we have like there's clear lines in the sand on as to like what certain platforms, social media platforms, what the way they lean in terms of politics, as in X is, I don't know, all of a sudden a bit more right-leaning bias because Elon Musk wants it that way, and people are flocking to like Blue Sky and Threads, who probably are more left-leaning right now until, you know, things kind of shift. And there's actually been quite a few articles and like analysis about the right-leaning social media shift like starting. So yeah, that's interesting way to unfold. Anyways, Google Chrome. Chrome is a crucial part of Google's business, the industry's dominant web browser. It's the most popular web browser, not by miles. I actually just looked at this on stream, but yeah, anyways. It controls about, yeah, here we go, 61% of the US market. So 61% of people use Google Chrome. It's like not even close. The next biggest player, I think, is like Safari, and it's like, you know, single digits essentially. 61% of the US market, according to Bloomberg, is a potential data collection portal steering people to the company's search engine that gives Google the ability to track users when they are signed in and can be used for targeted ads. And that's the kind of big problem with Chrome and Google's Edge, and kind of the control they put is that you log into Chrome with your Google account, and then they just essentially are able to link all of your everything that you've done on Google services now to your web browser, and it just allows them to kind of collect so much more information and also link it back to like devices and, you know, people and everything. I mean, they could probably already do that, but yeah. Chrome has also become a gateway for Google's AI services, including its Gemini chatbot, which some say could eventually follow users' activity across the web. Yeah. The Justice Department decided against requesting the divestiture of ecosystem. It's way more locked in than Google, and so it's interesting that Google kind of just got the shit end of the stick, and they are being kind of torn up like this, where Apple is actually way worse and they somehow got out of it. It's like who essentially could get the best lawyers is probably what it came down to, which sucks. If successful, the split would cement a crucial legacy for Biden's antitrust team. It's unclear how much the aggressive approach promoted by Lena Khan of the FTC and Jonathan Cantor of the Justice Department will survive. A Chrome divestiture would achieve the kind of corporate breakup that regulators failed to force upon Microsoft 2 decades ago. Yes, like in the late 90s, Bill Gates, when Bill Gates was CEO, they wanted to break Microsoft up. The potential request drew skepticism from industry watchers. Eric Newcomer, a tech reporter, wrote that such a divestiture could actually strengthen other tech giants. And yeah, arguably it could. Chrome is the main thing keeping me from being totally locked into the Apple ecosystem on my Mac. It is also a counter to Microsoft on PC. Shares in Alphabet, Google parent company, were down only slightly in pre-market trading on Tuesday, suggesting that investors aren't worried yet. Yeah, and likely because they probably don't think that they're actually going to follow through with this. Donald Trump's new approach to antitrust is a wild card. While the federal lawsuit against Google began in his first administration, the president-elect has said that he opposed breaking up the company. Google's reply to the report, that such a move would, quote, harm consumers, developers, and American technological leadership at precisely the moment it is most needed, is aimed at appealing Trump's America First brand. Literally just thinking, I was like, dude, this is such a play. But Trump's regulatory picks, including Matt Gaetz as Attorney General and Brendan Carr as Chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, have said they would crack down on tech giants, making it unclear whether they would or want to reverse course. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, where it's like, it's weird because they hate big tech for completely different reasons. And they say things like this, but they just never actually go through with it, or they don't do anything. They just grill them on some congressional hearing or House, whatever. And then like they kind of call it quits, and like that's about it. But I'm curious as to if they'll actually follow through with this. And it's interesting because Google Chrome, the base of Google Chrome, called Chromium, is open source already. This is like, Chromium is an open source project that aims to build software, but and it's what Chrome is based off of. I'm using Brave right now. It uses Chromium. It allows me to install Chrome extensions and such. And so it's interesting that it's already open source. And so, I think they argue that like, well, anyone could build a Chrome, a Chrome alternative, which there are a lot of web browsers use Chrome. But I feel like it's more so Google locking features and things behind the Google account. And like, you could only do certain stuff with their version of with Google Chrome. That you can't without using the Google services. And it's like the Google services kind of, I guess they were kind of saying the bundling, like that's the worst part, that's the bad part, because in order to use certain products or in order to use certain things, you have to use it with other Google services. Yeah, let's look at what are my other sources for this? Yeah, let's look at Quartz. Who's this? Department of Justice may push for Google to sell off its Chrome browser in an effort to break up tech giant's dominance of the search engine market. Antitrust regulators are recommending Chrome sale given that it's the most widely used browser worldwide and a critical way that users access Google search engine. Bloomberg reported, citing unnamed sources familiar with the matter. This follows an August ruling by a federal judge that found Google violated antitrust laws by monopolizing the online search engine market, and pushing out competitors such as DuckDuckGo and Microsoft's Bing. Vice President of Regulatory Affairs at Google said in a statement that the DOJ continues to push a radical agenda that goes far beyond the legal issues of this case. Can I close this? There we go. The government putting its thumb on the scale of these in these ways would harm consumers, developers, and American technological leadership. Actually, my mom's in India. China. While pushing such a sale would be a major move by regulators, it is scaling back of earlier options considered by officials, including forcing Google to sell off its Android business. Yes, I mean, I don't really know what this would like do for Google. Bloomberg reports, in addition to a Chrome sale, the DOJ is also expected to request certain requirements of the tech giant's artificial intelligence Android smartphone operating system, as well as to impose data licensing requirements. Wow. Through Chrome, Google's also able to direct users towards its other products and tools, including its own AI chatbot Gemini. Yeah. To address Google's monopoly in the search engine market, the Justice Department said in a court filing last month that it's looking for remedies that would prevent and restrain any present and future maintenance of its dominance. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting that the search, I do wonder what data the Justice Department was able to collect from the lawsuit or understand as to how much Chrome directs people to Google's search engine. Like, I wonder if they were to sell off Chrome, if they would see a significant drop in search engine usage if it's not automatically directing them towards Google. And this lawsuit also revealed that Google's paying insane amounts to be the default search engine on other browsers and things like the iPhone on Safari. They're paying Apple billions to be able to be the default search on on iPhones, which is crazy. Like, that's so much money to keep that. And I mean, and that kind of just shows like what what their monopoly actually is. You can just pay money to be the default search engine everywhere. You automatically get to be like the monopolistic kind of way, and you get to act in a monopolistic kind of way when you have the money to push everyone out. Yeah, it's interesting. Actions being considered include behavioral and structural remedies that would prevent Google from using products such as Chrome, Play, Android to advantage Google search and Google search related products and features. Yeah. Play is their app store. Yeah, it's interesting. Analysts at Jefferies said in a research note last month that another very likely outcome could be the Justice Department will opt to ban Google from paying Apple to be the exclusive search engine for iPhones. Yes, this is what actually they should do, honestly. Judge Amit Mehta said his August decision that Google's exclusive agreements with companies like Apple allowed it to hike prices for advertisers without any blowback. Yeah. You could just pay then to artificially boost, your the users, then there's more users, then you could pay more for advertisers. But like, if they're just inflating the cost of advertising just themselves, like I don't know, this is like so crazy, it's so weird. Yeah, this I think is actually what they should do, because they pay people like Mozilla or Firefox Maker they pay them hundreds of millions of dollars even for smaller search browsers to be the default search engine. Yeah, but I don't know, I haven't used Google search in a very long time. Today, actually, when I was testing it out compared to Perplexity, it was the first time I've used it in months, longer even. I use Google Maps to search things for like local stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I think that now the search engine market's heating up a bit. I just don't think that like normies or like they just won't. They'll just use whatever is like the default or Google, because they don't really care, or they don't use things enough to care for like a different search engine. And I think that's the hard part. Yeah, but I think though, I think it was mentioned in this article, but realistically, I don't think anyone's gonna buy this because it would just be so complex to be able to pass this off and then change it and just kind of have a company make it their own. And also, yeah, it's like you're just going to give it to another big tech company. Like, who else realistically could maintain such a large program like this piece of software? Like, not even large, but it's complex. No, it is large. I mean, I was reading somewhere and someone was like, literally the code base just for Chrome is more than our entire company's product. So like, I don't know, if you're just passing this on to another big tech company, then I don't know if that solves much. Now, the something I read though that could be likely, and I think I would be a kind of okay, is it's more so like a collective that or consortium or whatever that owns it. So it's like a bunch of tech companies all contribute resources to maintain it. But they'd have to, yeah, they would have to understand what's in it for them, maybe. because Microsoft Edge is based off of Chromium, like we showed earlier. Microsoft Edge is based off of Chromium. Let's look up Chromium based browsers. Computer City. Sure, we'll give you a try. Yeah, Opera GX is Chromium based. Never heard of Thorium. Yeah, Chromium, ungoogled Chromium. I have heard of this one. Microsoft Edge. Yep, it's based off of Chromium. Same thing Google Chrome is. Vivaldi, which I thought Vivaldi was actually the evolution of Opera, but yeah, Vivaldi is another popular Chrome based. Then we have obviously Google Chrome, and then Brave. Person gave Brave the #1. Let's go. It's bloat-free experience. It's probably more like a 3. Yeah. But essentially, all the popular browsers are Chromium based. Yeah, even Yandex, which is like the Russian Google, like Google alternative, they have Yandex search. I mean, they're even using Chrome. I don't know these other smaller ones, but I mean Edge, yeah, so. And yeah, the non-Chromium market's pretty light. What is this Brave one? But I mean Firefox is like kind of the leading, and then most of these like Tor is based off of Firefox, WaterFox is Firefox. Safari is its own, it's like Apple's own proprietary one, but I don't really care for Safari because you could only essentially use it on Apple, so it's like, I don't know, they're a bit different. But yeah, so I'm curious to see. I think the consortium type of selling will be the likely outcome if they do make them do it. I just hope that they just don't pass it on to another big tech corp. Yeah, would Google be able to develop the open source project by which many other browsers like Microsoft Edge use? Google plans to appeal. To uncouple its Android, yeah. Include licensing Google search data and results, as well as allowing websites that are indexed for search to opt out of AI training. Yeah. That's crazy that you just can't even... Google could just take what... They could just do whatever they want. April of 2025 with final ruling. But we got a second. Look, it's like following Google News. Like, you know, it's like literally ironic. I guess this is 9 to 5 Google. I didn't know Electric was in the same brand as these guys. Who owns them? Are they independent or are they owned by a... Anyways, unknown future for Google Chrome. You know, I think the browser market though is the browser market is heating up. There's definitely more competition being popped up. The unfortunate part though is that most of them are still Chrome based, and creating a browser from scratch because of all the web standards that exist is just insane. Like there's so many standards and things you have to take in consideration, and the barrier to entry is pretty high. And even the this other company, I think it's called like The Browser Company. They've been working on Arc, which is a alternative, but they recently admitted that like their Arc is just not, there's not going to be enough adoption to getting him. So their goal was to beat Chrome. They want to have a Chrome level in terms of popularity level browser, and they kind of admitted that it's not, while it might replace Chrome, it's not going to be as popular as Chrome. Like they're just not going to get there with this browser, in that they're kind of looking at other ways to be able to explore how they could kind of get to that level. That'd be insane if like a company like this sold it on or took over Chrome. But Chrome is, I mean, it probably cost at least a few $1 billion. Yeah, I wonder what's their values. I wonder if they're could see like their recent announcement. Maybe not. Arc Internet. Anyways. All right, well, we'll see what happens to Google Chrome. Got a last quick story here. Sony is looking to acquire From Software parent company Kadokawa. And this is kind of in the bigger trend of these console makers kind of buying up, like as an Xbox, really just Xbox, buying up studios for themselves, so then they could essentially just make exclusive content for their console. Microsoft, recently bought Activision Blizzard, which was, huge. They bought ZeniMax, which owns with his Bethesda. They bought Obsidian. These are all kind of like larger game developers. And Sony's done their fair share. I just don't know as much. But this is kind of a part of that. But I think these guys are more of a media conglomerate than just video games. They have Spike. These are their video game divisions. E-Play Motion. Oh shoot. Oh, here we go. Oh, they made the Dragon Ball games, maybe? There's Switch. Oh, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Played that on my DS way back. Published Western third-party games in Japan. Oh, okay. Publishing was internationally. Interesting. Acquire. They'll make Octopath Traveler. But that's Square Enix. Squeenix. They made this game? Oh no, this is a different one. This is different. Heavy Rain, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, then FromSoft, who made all the Dark Souls, Armored Core games. Sekiro. I think Bloodborne. Yeah, Bloodborne. I mean, FromSoft is legendary, so yeah, they're definitely the bigger guys. But yeah, let's look into this. Sony's reportedly in talks to acquire From Software parent company Katakawa Corporation. That's according to Reuters, which spoke with 2 sources familiar with the matter. I would read Reuters, but they just cut off the article. It's claimed that Sony Katakawa have already entered discussions that a deal could be signed in the coming weeks. Sony currently holds a 14% stake in Katakawa. Oh, interesting. And last upped its stake in the company back in 2022. Katakawa said the pair have built a collaborative business relationship around creating new franchises. Chinese conglomerate Tencent also holds a 16% stake in Katakawa. Interesting. Yeah, and Tencent's like China's EA, their largest video game maker and publisher. Katakawa recently outlined plans to push into PC and console publishing. In its latest fiscal report, the company said it's developing a structure to bolster its video game business and also intends to double down on mobile projects. Interesting. The Japanese company noted that From Software's critically acclaimed and rather brutal RPG Elden Ring continues to drive high growth within its gaming business. Yeah, I mean, Elden Ring's won all the awards. It did really good. Seems, and like people actually liked it as a game too. But it's because From Software just makes really high quality games. They don't ship shitty stuff like other AAA studios have been these past few years. Elden Ring has sold over 25 million copies since launching in 2022. From Software expanded the title this year with the celebrated Shadow of the Erd Tree expansion, which has been nominated for Game of the Year. Yeah, the Game Awards 2024. Game of the Year, really? Anyways, we watched this live. I swear it wasn't. It was Elden Ring won Game of the Year, but like no way an expansion is Game of the Year. That's kind of weird. Sony, meanwhile, has spent the last year downsizing its internal studios. The company shuttered Conquer developer Firewalk and mobile studio Neon Koi in October. Prior to that, laid off 900 employees across key PlayStation studios such as Insomniac, Naughty Dog, and Guerrilla. It also closed the Gateway and VR Worlds developed by London Studio. I forgot Sony. Yeah, I didn't realize that they owned Insomniac and Naughty Dog, which I think Naughty Dog makes the Oh, I'm blanking. Starts with the U. Insomniac makes like the Spider-Man games, and recently they made that. Night Dog. Oh man, I'm blanking. But yeah, and this is kind of a bigger trend in the game industry too, where it's like they close studios, fire employees, but then they just go and then rehire a bunch of people or buy other studios. It's like, bro, what happened to all the people that you just fired? Like, why not just use like them to make the game or whatever you want? Like, it's just kind of weird, like that they keep doing that. And Jason Schreier's recent book, Rise and Fall, or like yeah, he covered this in his book. Yeah, here we go. Press Reset, Ruin and Recovery in the Video Game Industry. He kind of covers this in his book, and it's so boom and bust for no reason. It's literally just executives not understanding like how the business works, and also just not caring about, you know, the actual developers and people making the games. And there's just not really much of a reason besides like corporate shenanigans, like as to what happens with a lot of these layoffs and stuff, which really sucks when people really just want like reliable jobs. And I mean, Sony's no different. I mean, like this game Conquer was so bad that they didn't even care to like give the studio any way to bring it back or just like move on to a different game. They just straight up closed it and fired everyone and more employees. But then, you know, they say like, oh, we want to go like expand in this area and this area. It's like, I mean, you just fired all these people. Like, so it's interesting what they're planning. Let's look at this Polygon. And it's, I mean, this is gamedeveloper.com, so I mean, whatever, but I feel like though there's more that is they own though, because they own a bunch of other. I assume this is like manga or something. Yeah, it sells ebook that sells manga, light novels. Like I assume most of this is publishes manga, novels, light novels, magazines. And they, I mean, they have a bunch of random companies. Movie, films, animation studio. And this is in a, Sony definitely, this would fit within Sony because Sony has Sony Entertainment Pictures. They make movies. They have all kinds of like entertainment and media properties. So I guess that fits. Trying to skim these real quick. They have Kodakawa Hong Kong, Kodakawa Holdings Asia, Holdings US, Pictures America, Taiwan. Dude, they have a lot. Anime News Network. It's interesting. Interesting. Reuters report Tuesday, Sony's in talks about Japanese media company Kodakawa, which is the majority owner of Elden Ring developer FromSoft, has significant holdings in the anime and manga industries. The deal could be signed. Kodakawa's market cap is stood at $2.7 billion before Reuters made its report. Less than Sony paid for Destiny Bungie developer. Oh my gosh. Less than Sony paid for Destiny developer Bungie in 2022. I forgot that they bought Bungie too, which they're now independent. Yeah, it was like 500 million or something. Oh, 3.6. Oh, they said less. Dude, sorry. Which is crazy because I don't feel like this was worth $3.6 billion because they essentially only had Destiny. Bungie's working on other stuff now, but like that's crazy that it's this little. For gamers, the most eye-catching element of the deal certainly from software, which Kodakawa owns a 70% stake. Sony's gaming arm already owns another 14% of the studio, with the rest owned by Tencent subsidiary. Other video game developers owned by the group include Spike Chunsoft. Oh, they made Danganronpa. Oh, Dragon Ball and Acquire, Octopath Traveler, Mario & Luigi Brothership. The deal goes through. It would give Sony near total control of one of the world's top video game developers under Miyazaki. I'm not pronounce that, but I know this is how you say it. Who serves as both FromSoftware's president and the creative lead on most of its games. The studio has risen steadily in stature over the past 15 years. Yeah, Miyazaki's legendary. He's a great game developer. Yeah, they created during that time it created the dominant Souls-like genre, released a string of acclaimed games including Dark Souls series, Sekiro, Shadow Die Twice, Elden Ring, and which has sold 25 million copies. Kodakawa holdings extend far beyond FromSoftware, and Sony may have other motivations for the acquisition. Yeah, and I think though it's more of a bundled deal, considering that their media things now, like now knowing that they have a lot more media assets, I think Sony's also interested in those. Kodakawa's dominant manga publisher and a major player in anime. It owns properties like ReZero. I feel like I've watched. No, never mind. I thought there was a movie or something. It was like Ganzo or something. Oh, this is just the end. I have no idea what to talk about. And Delicious in Dungeon. It's an interesting name. Dungeon Meal. Sony Pictures acquired anime streaming service Crunchyroll in 2021. Oh, I didn't know that. Crunchyroll's got, the unfamiliar, the largest like anime streaming service. Or a large one. Dang. At least here in the Western countries. I don't know about, Asia. Making a dominant anime distributor outside of Japan. Yeah, okay. Buying Kodakawa would be a major step towards consolidation of the anime industry as it explodes in global popularity. It's likely that Kodakawa's publishing might Kodokawa's publishing might, its huge range of intellectual properties, and its clout in the anime industry are Sony's main motivators in pursuing this acquisition. But the chance to add From Software, one of the most lauded game developers in the world, to its collection is surely one hell of a sweetener. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. I don't think this will change much as a PC gamer. But I do, as consoles, it might spicing things up a bit, making them have some more PlayStation exclusives. Not allowing, not expanding to Xbox or releasing games on Xbox. But Microsoft, has been pretty generous about releasing cross-platform, releasing things on PlayStation still, and just on cross-platforms. But I think that they kind of are afraid of the backlash, if they antitrust backlash, if they were to all of a sudden just stop doing that. And they said that they would continue, even like the Call of Duty games released on PlayStation for at least 10 years. And I think Call of Duty at one point was a PlayStation exclusive, or it came out first on PlayStation, like not too long ago even. So, yeah, I wonder what Sony's play is if they continue and actually buy them. If they make it exclusive in hopes to sell more PlayStation consoles, which they're already leading in terms of consoles sold by a lot, like large margins over Xbox. Yeah, it's interesting. But I think as a PC player, it's not as the effect won't be as bad if they do go exclusive, because they usually still launch it on the PC because it's a big market. And it's, if you a lot of PC players generally don't have consoles, so it's not like it really persuades them into getting a console. I mean, it might, I'm sure it's some people, but and I think some people do still have multiple, but I wonder if the majority, I think the majority are probably just exclusive PC, like myself. Yeah, interesting times. That's all we got planned for today. Just a reminder, SpaceX got SpaceX launch later today. Highly recommend watch. It'll be interesting whether they succeed or not. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Be back tomorrow, the usual time, 8 a.m. Pacific. I think next week I might test out some new times for streaming, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, be back to the usual tomorrow, 8 a.m. So appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you watching. Yeah, see you tomorrow, 8 a.m.